Hi guys, it's me, Amaya, and today I am back reading Wintergreen Humphrey. And I have a little guest joining us. I don't know how long she'll stay here. So I know it's like March is going to become spring soon. That's why I want to finish up this book. Because it's not technically spring yet, so I think we can still count this winter. Chapter 11, The Key to Success. I stared down at the keys. They were big, shiny white keys. And in between some of them were thinner, shiny black keys. I wonder how long Daniel and his grandfather would be gone. On the other paw, Khaleesi might be joining us. It might be the only chance I ever had to be alone with a piano. Without Lulu Aloud. I didn't have far to go. So without hesitation, I jiggled the lock that doesn't lock and slid down onto the keys. Clank, 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 clank. Clink, 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 clink. When I tumbled down to the keys, the notes sounded even worse than Daniel's playing. I saw my breath before I could even look down at the keys I was standing on. I remember that Daniel was playing the keys in the middle of the piano, so I carefully made my way there. No by now. Bing, bang, bing. I stayed in the middle of the key, push it. Dinkle. It didn't sound quite right. Push the next key with my paw, but that didn't sound right either. Jangle. I stretched my paw. I'll put one more key and press it. Jingle! That was it. That was the note where Daniel had begun. At least he got that part right. Humphrey's being a little bit sassy today. I scurried up to the keys and began to hit that key 3 times. Jingle bells! Then I pressed it 3 times again. Jingle bells! Jingle bells! Jingle bells! Next came the tricky part, so I had to stretch my paws up, skip the next key to push one of the others. Sorry, that's my wife. Other way, and press the note 2 keys for the starting point. So far, so good. I pressed the next key up and pressed the key I started with. Jingle all the way, I squeaked. I hit the right note, but it sounded wrong. The music seemed jerky. Then I remember Grandpa Papa said, practice made perfect. So I played the part again, and again. The more I practiced, the more it sounded like Miss liked playing. Of course, she had played with 2 hands. I wasn't ready to tackle that yet. I do have 4 paws to work with, but I could only stretch so far. It was a great, great feeling. In fact, I was having so much fun, I lost track of time. I was surprised to hear the door open and footsteps. Daniel, Grandpa, Lulu bounded through the door. The dog started barking at me right away. I was so shocked. I felt like a great big rock. They shouted, Humphrey's out of his cage! Grandpa had dragged Lulu off to the den and slammed the door. How did he get out? The old man asked. They had come around me so I wouldn't fall. I don't know. I tried to make sure the cage was locked. Well, put it back in, Tigger said. I hate to think what would happen if Lulu got near him. I hate to think about it even more than Grandpa. Imagine if she got near me. She used her sharp teeth in a highly unfriendly way. Daniel relaxed his hand for a bit. Maybe Humphrey wants to play the piano, he said with a laugh. Do what he does, Grandma said, but keep your hands there so you won't fall. It's a long way down. I'll be careful, I squeaked, which made Daniel, his grandfather, chuckle. I was sorry to be caught out of my cage. At least I had a chance to show Daniel what a little practice can do. I made sure I started on the right key and played when I listened about jingle bell, jingle all the way. The notes played. Daniel gasped. How did he do that? He played jingle bells. Sounded like jingle bells, but I'm sure it was a fluke. His grandfather said. What's a fluke? Daniel asked. Like an accident. Something that happened by chance, Grandpa Papa replied. He thought it was an accident that a hamster could play the first part of Jingle Bells perfectly. What about practice makes perfect? To prove there was no fluke, I played the notes again, taking great care to make sure I hit the right keys. Whoa, that really is Jingle Bells, Daniel said. Humphrey can play the piano. Grandpa looked down at me, shaking his head. I guess so, but no one would believe it if we told them. In fact, maybe we should keep quiet about it, so folks don't think we're crazy. But he definitely played Jingle Bells. Play it again, Humphrey, Daniel said, so I played it again without any mistakes. Grandpa, we should make a show with Humphrey in it, Daniel said. We could be rich if we had a piano playing hamster, and Humphrey would be a star. Grandpa shook his head. I don't know, he said. That would be a lot of work for a little hamster. Humphrey might not like working so hard. Dale was disappointed, but I have to admit, my paws are feeling quite sore. Yeah, I don't think the hamster would really cooperate. Thank goodness Grandma told Daniel that he better put me back in my cage for a rest. My nice soft bedding Felt especially good after some scrambling of those hard piano keys. As I settled in, Daniel said, "If the hamster can play Jingle Bells, then I can too." The words were music to my ears. It was exactly what I was hoping. Daniel sat right down and started playing Jingle Bells. The music started shaky in the beginning, and he hit a lot of wrong notes, but the more he played, the better the music sounded. After a while, Grandma said, "Good job!" And Daniel played the song a few more times, and Grandma said, "That sounds great." Finally, he said, "Daniel, that was perfect." Practice makes perfect. I guess it works after all. That night, I rest quietly in my cage in Daniel's room. Lulu was in the den when the doors closed, according to Grandpa, but I kept one eye open all night just in case. He's like, "I don't trust that Lulu's going to stay in there." The next day, Daniel practiced again, with my cage on the piano. He played so well, I could finally see the prancing horses and the sleigh gliding through the snow. Late in the afternoon, Daniel's welcome home. "Mom, Humphrey played Jingle Bells on the piano," he said. Mom laughed. "Humphrey, the little hamster? That's a good joke." "Well, he did," Daniel said. "Did he, Grandpa?" Grandpa chuckled. "Yes, he really did." Daniel opened my cage and took me out. "I'll show you." He sent me in the keys. I stopped and thought for a second. On the other paw, I was trying to show off what I accomplished of Daniel. On the other paw, I know Daniel would tell everyone at school what happened. He might say become famous and be the world's first piano-playing hamster. Might be on TV, which would be great. But wait. If I become a famous TV star, I wouldn't live in room 26 anymore. I miss my friends and my job as a classroom hamster. So I made my mind. I scurried under the keys and backed down. Bing, bang, clunk, clunk, bing, bang, 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 bing. There's Bob laughed. "That doesn't sound like Jingle Bells to me." "Play Humphrey, please," Daniel begged me. I hated to disappoint Daniel, but I also wanted to stay in room 26. So I scribbled up and down the keys again. "Glink, glink, bong, bang, clunk." "I should know better than leaving you two together, making stories up like that," Daniel's mom said. "What I want to hear is Daniel playing Jingle Bells." And he did. The third time he played it, his grandpa and his mom sang along, actually right with them. Later that night, when Daniel was sleeping, I heard Lulu whine outside the bedroom door. I almost felt sorry for her. After all, she might have sharp teeth, but I doubt a dog could ever play the piano. Poor Lulu. When I got back to room 26 on Monday morning, I had great news for Og. "Daniel played Jingle Bells, Og, and he's lots better at it now," I said. Of course, no one else would find out if he's better until Miss Lark arrived. As usual, my friends came to room 26. There was a lot of talking and commotions as coats and hats were hung up and students headed for their desks. Some talking Sophie was telling Phoebe and Kelsey about the tree the family put up over the weekend. Small Paul was showing Tall Paul and drawing up his plan to expand his trade layout. Oh, and over in the corner, Thomas, Harry, and Simon were gathered around just Joey. I could hear what they were saying, but suddenly I heard Joey run out on horse ride. Let me try something. Woo. I'm sorry to say that while Joey White sounded like a real horse, Thomas sounded more like a sick cow. "My turn," Simon shouted. He tried to whine too. Wah! It didn't sound like a horse. Maybe a large dog. "My turn," Harry said. Unfortunately, his white sounded like a cat. Like I was "Wow!" "Goodness, what is going on over here with you boys?" Miss Bishop said as she headed for the corner. "We're whining like horses," Simon said. Miss Bishop laughed. "Your horse sounds like if they're in pain." "Not Joey," said Thomas. "He sounds like a horse." "Show her," he nudged Joey. "No," he whined. He sounded just like a horse. "That's terrific," Miss Bishop said. "Can you do it again?" "No," Joey repeated. "You do sound like a horse," Miss Bishop said. "My dad taught me to do it," Joey said. Miss Bishop seemed excited. "I have an idea. I'm going to tell Miss Luck about this." The bell rang and Miss Bishop took attendance. I was squeakily excited about what I heard and seen. "Oh, did you hear? Did you see what happened?" I asked my neighbor. "Boy, bye, bye," he answered. Og didn't sound anything like a horse, but he did sound like a very excited frog. Humphrey's Winter Wonderings. If Og ever played the piano, would the music make everyone happy? I don't think so. We'll read one more. Chapter 12. Keep calm and focus. Class, as you know, we are having a dress rehearsal for the Winter Wonderland show, Miss Bridget said later in the morning. Dress rehearsal? Not only I didn't know we were having one, I didn't know what dress rehearsal was. Miss Lark will take us to the gym so we can practice on stage. We'll take all our props with us, Miss Lark explained. Rolly Rosie raised her hand. How can we be a dress rehearsal? We girls aren't wearing white. We haven't finished decorating our snowflakes. I know, Tristan said, but we can at least try the saga stage, and you can wear your snowflakes as they are. We'll finish decorating them this afternoon. Daniel, are you ready to play the piano? Daniel looked pleased as he said, Yes, Miss Brain, I practiced this weekend. Yes, he did, I squeaked. Everyone giggled. Then Miss Brain had my classmates lined up. They took their snowflakes, bells, and tears and answered them. Just as she reached over the door, Frank Footflurry said, We forgot Humphrey and Og. For someone who can be forgetful, Phoebe is good at remembering important things, like us. Humphrey and Og are staying here, Miss Bishop told her. But then they won't be able to see us on stage, Phoebe protested. Daniel looked truly upset. I don't know if I can play without Humphrey, he said. He'll be playing the song. Oh dear, Miss Bishop said. I want Humphrey and Og to see us, Thomas said. After all, they saw us learn the songs and make the costumes. They should be there, Holly added. Suddenly the class was abuzz about his friends beginning, begging Miss Bishop to bring us along. But what will we do with them? Miss Bishop asked. Daniel had a suggestion. We can put them on top of the piano. That's where Humphrey was at my house. Please, please, my friends begged. Miss May shook her head, which was bad, but then she smiled, which was good. Oh, I guess it won't hurt, she said, but let's be careful with them. Then she carefully put my cage on Og's tank and on a book cart that she keeps in the room. Who's going to push? She asked. Of course, every single hand wanted to push. Renee chose Phoebe because it was her idea. Phoebe gave us a nice easy ride down the hallways of Longfellow School, right past Mr. Morrow's office. He was standing in the doorway as he approached. Whoa, looks like a parade, he said. Mr. Morris was wearing a tie with little stars on it. We're on our way to our dress rehearsal, Miss Bishop exclaimed. And what are Humphrey and all going to do? He asked. They'll be the audience, Sophie said. Mr. Morris leaned down my cage. I hope you like the show. I'm positive I will, I squeaked back. As we rolled along, I heard a familiar voice say, Hi, Humphrey Dumphrey. That one was AJ, one of my friends from last year's class. He was the first human to give me a nickname. We arrived. The gym is huge. I was only there once before, and I hadn't even noticed they were on the stage. Miss Lake was sitting there waiting for us. When Phoebe rolled the cart in, Miss Lake looked shocked. What are they doing here? She asked. The children wanted to bring them, and I thought it couldn't hurt, Miss Busy replied. I don't think it was a good idea, Miss Lake said. Miss Lake was looking pale. You won't even know they're here, Miss Busy said. Ooh, look at the stage, Humphrey shouted. What a sight. The back wall of the stage was all white with bright green pine trees made out of paper. In the front there was a low fence with snow on top. I guess it wasn't real snow because it was warmer than chill and the snow would melt, but it looked hamster-rific. The piano was on one side of the stage. Mrs. Bishop helped Phoebe put my cage and dogs on top. Miss Light's keyboard was the opposite side of the stage, on the stand. All right, class, let's get organized. Put your costumes on. Miss Luck looked around nervously, because remember, she's scared of Humphrey and Og. Not sure why, though. There was a lot of talking, giggling, and jingle-jangling as the girls put on their snowflakes, and the boys tied their jingle bells and put on their tails and ears. Take your places, Miss Luck said. It took a while, but they managed to get lined up with the boys on the side so they couldn't be seen by the audience. There wasn't an audience yet, besides Og and me. And the girls lined up in the center of the stage. Okay, so first the girls will begin the snowflake song. As soon as they finish, I'll signal you, Daniel. You will start playing the introduction to Jingle Bells, and then the boys will prance on stage singing, Miss Luck explained. And then the girls will sing a chorus of snowflake song while the boys are still singing Jingle Bells, she said. It sounded confusing to me, but I knew what Miss Luck wanted. I only hope my classmates do, too. Miss Luck stood at the keyboard and raised her hand. 1, 2, 3, Miss Luck said as the music began. It was the most amazing thing that happened. The girls twirled their loud spinning snowflakes in a flurry. They were one of my spelling words, remember? Yeah, I can remember on, I forgot which chapter it was, but, yeah, it's on flurry, furry. The tinfoil of the costumes twinkled like stars. Miss Disney was right. They didn't need glitter. Two snowflakes are the same, though they're lacy white. No two snowflakes are alike, almost, but not quite. Each one is special, that is true. Each one is special, just like me and you. Even though they weren't really right, I thought the girls looked wonderful, really like snowflakes across the stage. And 1, and 2, and 3, Miss Lex said. Go, Daniel! She pointed at the piano. I saw a look of piano in Taylor's face, so I was relieved when he started playing Jingle Bells. When she snow hit, my heart went thump, thump, thump. But then nothing to worry about. This time, Daniel hit all the right notes. The boys came prancing in from the both sides of the stage. Boats were jingling, and the boys looked like they the boys looked a lot like horses. I love when they started to sing. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I didn't love it when Joey wasn't singing along. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I had to admit, I wasn't prepared what happened next. Miss Lloyd pointed at Joey, and Joey ran out eagerly. No! So that was Miss idea. It was a very fine whining. She repeated it at the end of the next verse. The girls started twirling again and sang their song, and at the same time the boys sang their song. Instead of sounding mixed up and confusing, it sounded great. There were a few teeny tiny problems, though. The swirling snowflakes got a little carried away, and I think Be Careful Kelsey imagined she was dancing in the Nutcracker while riding to Rolly Rosie's wheelchair. Rosie went into foamy, and well, let's say instead of twirling, the snowflakes were stumbling across the stage. Meanwhile, the boys painted like frisky horses, until it slowed down Simon to a wrong turn, and the boys tumbled and rose in dominoes. Stop! Miss Luck shouted. She stopped playing her keyboard, but Dale was concentrating so on his playing he didn't even notice. He kept jiggling on the way. When the jiggling and twirling and stumbling and tumbling stopped, Miss Luck asked, Is everyone okay? My classmates all nodded. That's a big relief. You were doing so well, Samantha. Let's just stay calm and focus on what you're doing. You can do it, I squeaked. Boing, boing, all agreed. Miss Luck, we'll work really hard. So we said, won't we, everybody? We did rehearsal and our costume looked so good. I know we can do it. I think we pulled together and... Thank you, Sophie, Miss Luck interrupted. Not that I blame her. Sophie did talk a lot. Sophie, you were great, Miss Luck said. You made the song so much better. Joey's smile filled his whole face. We'll practice one more time before the program, Miss Luck said, but I need you to focus. She added, Oh, and Sophie, Miss Britt and I will talk to you later. I was worried that Sophie was going to get in trouble for talking again. Then, right before Phoebe reeled us back into Route 26, Daniel closed my cage and said, Thank you, Humphrey. You're welcome, Daniel, I squeaked back. You're my lucky charm, he said. You made me play better. I knew he meant it as a compliment, but I wish I could tell him that he didn't need a lucky charm or a magic backpack to make him play better. He played better because he practiced. Humphrey's winter wonderings. If a horse ever lived next door to you, would he be your neighbor? But and that's it for today. So, I'm pretty sure there's 16 chapters. Just want to make sure. I don't want to give you false yes. So, we're going to be moving on to chapter 13 next part. So, we'll probably just read the last 3 chapters, and then we'll be done with this book. So, if you guys enjoyed this part and you want to see what happens next, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my Playtime so we can have more read alouds and other fun times together too. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.